Alrighty, good morning everybody. It is Monday, October 28th, 2024. Let's go ahead and jump back and take a look at what happened here on Friday. Remember, we are kind of stuck right in between two arguments from the all-time high and from the low of last week. And when we came in on Friday, we talked about needing to see the bulls get through the 61.8, which was at 58.79, and then get up through that 50% area of last week and the S&R at 91. That's what we wanted to see the bulls do, get back through there and hold up above there. Well, as you guys can see, we had a little rally out of the open. Looked like the bulls were going to recover from the sell-off, and then they came up to this major high of the day, and then that was it. So let's look and see some of the details here. Right out of the open, they gave a kiss right off of the first roadmap level there to push into that first expected resistance, which was the 61.8 retrace from the all-time high. All right, so they came up, they did peter out a little bit right at it, and then went ahead and pushed through. So it looked like the bulls were, potentially going to come back all the way up. You can see the next resistance point right at the next major roadmap level. They pulled back and held the fast moving average there. And then they pushed right to the next roadmap level, got the pullback from there to hold the fast moving average again. And then they got up through the major support and resistance. So once they got through there, as you can see, we got a beautiful peak below and bounce right off of it there. We got a bounce to the tick and then that peak below and bounce. And then, like I said, they made it to this high of the day, and then it was just a bloodbath from there, right? So started to come all the way back. You got that first parity off of the roadmap level there. Again, held the fast moving average, right? Talk about that. And then came down, and then you can see the bears could not get back through the 200 moving average, right? So there's kind of the first tag of the 200 after crossover, and never was really ever able to get through that swing. And then from there, we began the downtrend. So we started to make lower lows. We came into that next roadmap level, tried to find support, and then rejected off the fast moving average, right? All just kind of textbook stuff. Then they came down to the next roadmap level, found support from there. But on the bounce, as you can see, really a lot of trouble right around VWAP, and I guess you could argue even the roadmap level there at 79. That was the major 61.8 we were looking at. Again, pulled back, could not get through. Remember, this is a major structure level in the market, so it's not surprising to see the bears come into it and then have a bunch of trouble. So they tried and they tried, and they even got one little peek through the VWAP there, and then we got the continuation to the downside. Let's bring this back in here. And as you can see, just a pretty, once they got rejected from VWAP up here, pretty aggressive sell-off for a while. Basically, not even enough of a bounce in a lot of these to even get back to the fast-moving average. Came all the way down. What do you know? They bounced just within 2 or 3 ticks of the Hopel to come and try get another bounce, probably the biggest bounce of that, half that hour or so. And again, rejected right around fast-moving average. Kept on going, kept on going. And then we get the next largest bounce of the afternoon there, and they come right back to the Holy Orange power level. So great opportunity. How many times do we see the market leave that area from the Hopel and then come right back to it and give it a nice kiss for the next push, right? So great opportunity, very limited risk if you shorted from there. Nice bearish divergence. Testing Hopel in a downtrend, and if you grab that, you got some really nice stuff to the downside from there. As you can see, continued to hold the fast moving average, hold the 50% of the previous day, and then I believe at the end of the day, we then went a little sideways. So for that last hour or two of the market, as you can see, they tried to come back up, failed around Hopel once again, and this time they did kind of get through it by 2 points there, I guess. And then from there, petered out, and this is going into the end of the weekend here. Just kind of a sideways chop, trending to the downside here. So that was it, my friends. They did on the way down here hold Hopel, hold the back end of the previous daily close in the S&R, hold the back end of that next roadmap level at 58.50, and then come down and hold the back end of 50% of the day before there. So they kind of did step down each roadmap level if you try to short off of each of those going into the end of the day there. And that brings us into the beginning of this week now, Sunday's Globex session. And ever since the opening of the Globex session, the bulls have been defending 50% of last week. So you can see here yesterday when Globex opened, they held 50%, pulled back, gave it a kiss to the tick, and now here we are they tried to push higher, and then we're petering out as I speak. So on the way up, they held the pullback to 50% of Friday, right there, and then just shy of it by a tick right there, basically holding the top end of VWAP, coming on up, and then like I said, kind of petering out over here and just going sideways and choppy at the moment. So nothing super notable to mention inside of this tight channel right here. That brings us to our pre-market for this morning. So let's go ahead and jump up to the higher time frames and see what they have to say for this week.